Hey everybody, it's Kelly from Keli-Kat Crafts. Welcome to my garage. We're gonna try something new. I've never done it before. We're gonna boil a book. So I'm gonna kind of take you through the process, little videos and quick snapshots along the way. This morning, I just wanted to show you some of the things that I have gathered to go ahead and do this. Let's see if I can't, I don't think I can turn you around, so I'm gonna have to record another little section. Be right back. Okay, here are some of the things that I'm gonna use today. I want my papers and all the goodies to be some shade of blue. So I'm using a little of this royal blue Rit dye that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It was $1.99. They have lots of colors. And then I also picked up some tea packets. Pomegranate blueberry acai sounds pretty good. I have some distressed ink oxide sprays. I do have some gloves just in case. Then I have various things here, different types of paper, cardstock, watercolor paper, regular copy paper. I have some lace, some different materials. I have a thrifted book that I actually took apart because we're gonna be using the cover of that to kind of hold everything together, along with some of those book pages, I think. Some lace, some twine so we can tie everything together at the end. And then I'm not sure if this is gonna work or not, but I need something to hold down my book into the water. So I just filled this little rusty can full of some stone that I had, and we'll see how that works. I put the colander underneath there just in case those rocks start floating around. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. I do have a big old boiling pot here. So you should have a pot or something that you can submerge your book down into, and then you definitely don't want to cook with that pot again. So something old and kind of nasty, thrifted if you have to. And we're gonna put our book down in there and boil it. And then you do need some vinegar and a whole bunch of different, things from your yard. Pine branches, maple leaves, flower petals. The petals aren't gonna so much leave a color as they are the imprint, hopefully. Some rusty items if you want. I do have some rusty stars and paper clips and kind of stuff like that underneath that mess. And just experiment, I would say. Try a little of this and that and see what happens. So I'm gonna take you along the way. Here is step one. Gather all your materials. Kind of get it together. This is outside of my garage in case it's a little bit messy. Shortly, I'm gonna be going out and about, picking some things from my yard that I think might look good and make some cool imprints on our papers. And when we get that far, I'll come on back and show you that too. Stay tuned.
Not working.
These are the items that we collected, and we're placing them in between pages, book pages, material, and lace. Just putting them in layers. So fun. So fun.
Because I'm like,
Here's how it's looking so far.
So, I kind of was like, I said to Kevin, well,
flower petals, old rusty pieces.
Oh, I hate
Tie
it.
books together.
They might.
Mm-hmm. Watch the
Ribbon,
ashes.
lace, and all the things. We are filling our pot to submerge our book and actually holding it down with a nice big heavy brick. Get that pot on
I
the
did
stove,
not
add
know.
your Rit dye or your tea bags. Bring it to a boil for 90 minutes. Add your vinegar. We just did about a half a cup or so. Already it's looking amazing. Beautiful blue color. Here it is steaming right out of that 90-minute boil pot. That's what's left over, our tea bags, and that beautiful, beautiful blue liquid. There's another book that my sweet sister Paula did. And here we are kind of taking apart those books after they cooled a bit. Use a tweezers to pick out all those goodies. Gloves are definitely recommended. And look at these beautiful papers. We're laying them all out to dry. Gorgeous pieces of lace. It was so much fun to take these apart. Carefully, of course. If you get a little bit of tearing on those pages, I think it's perfectly okay. Such a difference in the colors. Carefully peel them back. Look at this gorgeousness. I am amazed at how beautiful these papers turned out, the different varying colors. Some of the papers we folded, some of them we crumpled up. There's cheesecloth in there, there's lace, there's other just neutral fabric. Everything for fabric, doilies, lace, all started off white. We sprinkled some of the tea, opened the bag and sprinkled it in between some of the pages before boiling. Some of the items imprinted amazing, while others not as much, but still beautiful in my opinion. Some of them look very tie-dyed. There's some of that sprinkled dry tea that we had put in. That one is so beautiful. Those are little pine branches and mushrooms. Look at that lace, that happiness. Everything started off white. That dark, beautiful navy color is my favorite. We have kind of like a dusty gray blue on some of the pieces. Our bricks even turned colors. I am amazed at how many beautiful pages we got. Paper doilies worked well, but they were somewhat fragile, so we had to be careful taking those out. Some lace doilies there. Look at that, it is so pretty. Book pages, old newspaper pages. There's the cheesecloth. More lace. I had so much fun taking that book apart. Imprints from the rusty items. Lots and lots of papers. How fun is that? I did take an iron to all my papers in between two pieces of parchment paper just to give them a nice crisp edge and kind of iron out the wrinkles. I actually did a few pieces of mulberry paper. There's some envelopes here that you see. Book pages that had pictures on them I thought would be kind of fun. More lace pieces. And we basically just tied the book shut with twine, with string, with pieces of fabric and lace. There's some of those doilies. That dark blue lace is my favorite. That beautiful crocheted doily. Cheesecloth. More lace of varying colors. Look at that one. It is so pretty. I had so much fun doing this with Miss Paula. I hope this inspires you to possibly give it a try. Thank you to Mama P, Cheryl, for your inspiration on boiling a book. I love that one. I cannot wait to use these in journals, for tags, and all the good things. Thank you guys so much for watching.